Good morning, everybody. It's Janet live as promised. Homemade cranberry sauce and applesauce this morning. I got all my stuff together. Nobody volunteered. I'm so disappointed to peel apples, core apples, and dice apples this morning, but that's okay. I'll wait a couple seconds, see if anybody joins me, and then I'll get started because that's how I do. So, anyway, what I've got gathered together is I show you a couple things. First of all, if you like to cook for families, big family get-togethers, this size measuring cup, that's an 8-cup measuring cup, invaluable. If you happen to find one at a yard sale, buy it, okay? I don't even know where you can find these now. I'm sure you can, but I've never looked for them because I've got two of these that I've had pretty much my entire life. My mom gave me one and my grandma gave me one, so keep them, okay? So I got that. Got my measuring cups. If you like to cook, they're invaluable. And I've got a mishmash of measuring spoons. That's the his and her set. And how it is when a couple comes together and you got stuff and he's got stuff, you just join it all together. That's what that is. So my apples are already peeled, cored, diced. And the nice thing about applesauce is the smaller you make your apples, the quicker it cooks. That's why they're diced so nicely in there, okay? And the other thing I'm doing is cranberry sauce, and someone's gonna say, well, I can find a recipe for cranberry sauce right on the bag, but if you follow the recipe and you've never made cranberry sauce, there's a bunch of things you're not gonna do right, unless you're an experienced cook. If you're an experienced cook and you follow the recipe, you're like, well, I know how to, and I know what to, and so this is for people who've never made it and don't know what to look for, okay? Because there's a lot of stuff that bag don't tell you. So I'm going to get started. And so while I'm getting my apples going, I'm gonna rinse my cranberries because you should really rinse, even if it's in a bag. I have found rocks in cranberries. Found some interesting stuff and bagged things like cranberries. And what you're going to do is open the bag up and just kind of run your hand through it. And if it doesn't look like a cranberry, cranberries come in different colors, in case you didn't know that, okay? If it looks like a rock, it might be a rock. It might be a dried cranberry, one that kind of died, but pull it out. You're going to find, might not be able to get this out with my gloves on, a leaf. So the leaf is gone. A little bit of a stem there. First I pull those out. So it matches my bowl. Then I'm gonna drag you with me over here. See if I can do this. And I'm just gonna rinse these off real good. I've never tried taking you everywhere in my kitchen before, but today we're going to. Luckily, I have a small kitchen. Okay, there's my apple cores. They're going down my grinder. I don't use my grinder a lot, and I don't like it to smell, and apples will give it that appley smell. I'll throw a little cinnamon in there, and that'll be the smell that people go for with candle burners, me included, so pardon me. It's coffee morning. This morning brought to you by Messy Hair and Migraines. I hope you enjoy it. So here we go. I should have named it Messy Hair, Migraines, and Cooking with Janet. Okay, so let me set my stuff back here. And let me put my axe there. Cranberries can go back here. So let me tell you a couple things. If you follow a basic applesauce recipe that you're going to find in a cookbook or online, if it doesn't have all the tips and tricks, it's going to tell you that for a pound of apples, use half a cup of sugar and half a cup of water. That's a lot of water and a lot of sugar, and it's going to be runny and sweet. Now, if you like runny, sweet applesauce, go for it. I like thick applesauce. I don't like it quite as sweet. I like it to have a cinnamon flavor. I like it to be thick. As I said that already, sorry. And I like it chunky. Now, if you like yours not chunky, When it's all done and cool enough, throw it in your blender, your processor, throw one of the wand processors. I've got two without, can't reach either one of them. Throw one of those in and make it smooth if that's what you like. I like it chunky, so I don't do that. So I'm not going to be doing what they call for on the recipes typically. Now I did 5 apples. Okay, 5 Red Delicious, and every recipe is different. They're gonna say, oh, pick this apple, pick this apple, pick. I like Red Delicious apples for applesauce, so that's what I use. Pick the apple you like. If there's an apple you like or that's grown locally or in your backyard, use that. Use whatever's cheapest for you, okay, or what you like. I'm not real picky about stuff like that. So that's about 2 pounds, okay? So for my 2 pounds of apples, I'm gonna use, I've got all sorts of measuring cups. My 3D measuring cup. I'm gonna use about 6 ounces of water. I'll put in 5 and we'll go from there. Because apples are juicy naturally. Okay, so put my water in first. Then I'm going to add, it's a 1/4 cup measuring cup. I get it ready. So I got it right here. Put my apples in. I'll bring this closer when I get everything going. Oops. Apple down. Turn this on to medium. Now I'm going to put my sugar right over the top of it. Break them up. And my grandma put nutmeg in hers. Some years I put nutmeg, some years I put cinnamon. Cinnamon was handy, that's why we're using cinnamon. You're going to use about, for every pound of apples, 1/3 cup of water, 1/4 cup of sugar, okay, is a lot. I'm using 1/4 cup for 2 pounds, and then once it's cooking, I'll smell it. If it smells sweet enough, then I'm good. If I need a little more sugar, I'll add it as it's cooking. And then a pinch of cinnamon. Cinnamon goes a long way. So what I'll do is I'll just sprinkle a little bit over the top. I'm going to put a lid on that and turn it on, okay? So, now we're doing exit stage left here. We're coming this way, maybe. Try and move my spatula or my little thing out of the way there. See if I can get you where you can see everything. You can see the whole messy kitchen there. Okay. So this is for my cranberries, okay? Let me grab. For my cranberries, first you gotta boil your simple syrup. What a simple syrup is water and sugar. And you cannot see me at all. Let me see if I can fix this, okay? We'll take you with me. See if I can balance you. Maybe. No, that's not sturdy enough. Well, we're just going to have to deal with it. It's either me or the food you get to see, not both. So simple syrup, simple syrup is water and sugar. So I got my water boiling, and I'm adding my sugar. If you follow the recipe, it's going to tell you that for the bag, let me just see what the bag actually says. The bag says cup of sugar, cup of water, or bag of things, boil the water and sugar, add your cranberries, boil 10 minutes and you're done. Okay? I used about 3/4 cup of water. Now this is a cup or half cup measuring cup. I didn't fill it the first time and I'm not filling it the second time. Okay. You bring that to a boil and you want it to bubble. Meanwhile, I've got my apples cooking right here. Okay? So you want it to bubble, you want it to thicken. You don't just bring it to a boil. You want the sugar to dissolve. If it's not dissolved, like it's boiling right now. Let me show you. It's boiling. So if I followed the directions, it's starting to boil. Sorry, if I followed the directions, I'm good. It's starting to boil, and if I was an inexperienced cook, I would throw those right in there. However, I know that that's got to dissolve and that's got to thicken to be a simple syrup. Okay, they don't tell you that. So we got to let the sugar dissolve. And we're going to go back here. I'll pick the pan up and show you. I'm kind of looking to see if I got something I can prop that up on a little better. If anything ever calls for a simple syrup, it's equal parts of sugar and water. And they dissolve and they thicken. That's what a simple syrup is. There's my coffee. Now, in cranberry sauce, you can do plain cranberry sauce that is simple syrup and cranberries. There I am. You can do plain cranberry sauce that is just simple sugar or simple syrup and cranberries. You can do cranberries with orange zest. I don't keep orange zest in my kitchen because orange zest is a little bit of peel from the a little bit of the rind of an orange, and I don't eat enough oranges. Okay, because I had my gallbladder removed and I'm sensitive to them, so I don't eat enough oranges to make it worth keeping oranges on hand. Okay, my apples need turned up a little. Now I'm putting them up. My stove goes from low to 8, and then above 8 is high, so now I've got them on about 6.5. Okay, so now let's show you, if I can. And let's do it this way. You can see it's really boiling. The sugar has dissolved. It's clear. That's the point of that, okay? So I'm going to add my cranberries in. I'm going to let them come back to a boil. When I see the sauce boiling up above them, I'll put the lid on and turn it down, okay? Coffee time. I don't recommend putting your finger in a pot. Do what I say, not what I do. Okay, I can see the bubbles. Every time I move the camera, I seem to mess it up. So I'm not going to move the camera, but I can see it bubbling. So my water's bubbling good, my simple syrup. So now I'm going to turn this one from 6 down to 4, which is medium-low, closer to medium than low. So now I'm going to grab something to stir my applesauce with. Let me back it up again so you can see what I'm doing. Now, remember, if I followed a typical recipe, I would have added a lot of water to the apples, but you can tell they're really juicy. Okay? All I'm doing is checking to see if they're starting to get soft. They're not soft yet. Oh, but they smell really good. Now, in case you don't know it, cinnamon is really good for the digestive system. Some people know it, some people don't. I'm a big fan of cinnamon. I even put it in my coffee. It's one of my go-to things, go-to spices. I'm going to put the lid back on. I stirred this up, made sure that everything was getting blended real nicely. I don't have a timer on stuff. I'll go ahead and, I've got about 10 minutes on my cranberry sauce. My applesauce should be close by about then too. Putting my lid back on. Okay, so this is the dull part of the video. What I can do is I can stop this video and go back live. And I think that's what I will do. Because otherwise you guys are just watching me in my kitchen for 10 minutes drink coffee. So part 2 of this is going to be when we're closer to done. I'll be back in about, I'm going to go live again in about 5, maybe 6 minutes to show you where I'm at. So be sure and join me back. Don't forget, about 5 more minutes, I'll be back.